interpretation is that the affirmative has to defend their epistemological and methodological assumptions, the negative correct better policy and or critical alternatives reason for our interpretation, and it's also supposed to be the affirmative standard. To be some points that the affirmative has an infinite amount of preferences, what they put in the wanting state, they're obligated to defend the political theory they endorse and implement. See, that the affirmative should not get to choose their affirmative. This would justify affirmative creating affirmatives who could be more racist. Their argument also links much more unpredictability. Unpredictability is fundamentally negative, not an affirmative. Further interpretation is just standards because the affirmative has to justify the affirmative. The point is that we increase both current education by trying to negative key offensive political theory while encouraging epistemological questions grow. Well, D is that the affirmative interpretation allows for things like racist, sexist language to operate around that holding people accountable before there was. Additionally, they say that we take out any type of education or crash. But your arguments are all based on predictability. Arguments on this are based on our check on the fact that we have to read link evidence to the one AC and that we have to have an alternative that we'll be able to solve for the links. They say we take out an education class, but this is already answered about how you preclude the alternative because the alternative, which is theoretically, it could be a policy option of not doing the app, and is a reason not to do the affirmative. Additionally, dropped out the last two theory arguments for they said they talk about how this is necessarily vagueness. This is not a reason to reject first published no more for what is vague or what we need to specify. So we reject the affirmative idea of endorsement of the way in which we need to have this is where the public spirit is technical. The cross-examination checks abuse Malcolm answers these questions in the two let's say cross-sex exposed the fact that I would have answered them in the one and see if had they asked them to raise the particularities in the literature. The fact that our Brown notes indicates that this is a theoretical political strategy that would be a good thing to intellectually endorse means that there would not be any risk of vagueness and forth, so we don't take out any ground. We say the law, the types of law, the way in which you're using the law is bad because you get the entirety of the affirmative to say that we should use the public space to have people deploying their story. Plus, this is an inflamed aggressive argument in order to reject the argument of the team, and the fact that it's unconditional means that we would check back any risk of abuse. Additionally, the rest of the argument is also answered by the fact that we don't fiat that everyone can't talk, that females can't talk. We say that you should vote negative to say that the affirmative assumptions that the way in which they believe that they assume that they can solve and empower people. This is not a question of fiat, it's a question of an intellectual endorsement of the way in which shapes the world. Additionally, your representation is shaped through the way in which ideological beliefs have political actions. I should have read this on for reading it here. Forum 99. Research can also make the case here and identify the systems of real world intervention change. Those can also have the market easy to stand through cross policy, make you see how scholars and theory and research have to practical application research, empirical traditions, technology, review life, logical media, rights, opportunity to interpretation. Go to the case debate. First of all, they have to say a few things. First of all, they're driving evidence indicates that we need to endorse it. The reason why we need to save the planet is not because we need to save it for the fact that the planet exists, but because we need to prevent any type of wars or genocides or terrorists from coming to attack us. Not because it would actually hurt the environment or make other arguments, but because we depend on the environment. Additionally, this is another link to the McWhorter because it indicates the affirmative portrayal of the way in which we have the environment creates an ethic of guilt. We feel bad because guilt becomes a type of managerial self-maneuver and a self-defense because we think that we can calculate the ways in which we just struggle and defend the environment, and then if only we had been better with the environment, we would have fixed it, but at least we can try and fix it now. But this presumes that we can have the ability to fix it. This is the type of mismanagement which leads to the failure of more regulations and the inability to lead to any type of solvency. They say that the history is on their side. Managerialism is able to solve it. They've conceded that we prevent an increase in managerialism, so even if managerialism is growing now, we prevent it from uniquely becoming worse, and they have worse. It means that all of your impacts should have less the impact of the McWhorter evidence as well as the Luke evidence. They say that there's no time for it, but you have no time for how you'll be able to solve for your advantage, and they just say the status quo is the managerialism. I already answered this, but also extended across the Luke evidence indicates that your type of managerialism precludes any type of discussion or understanding of the way in which other types of things and other dichotomies of things, the intersection of technology, i.e. how capitalism and democracy create those exact types of environmental problems, but that's just more of a link off of the alignment evidence which I was talking about, because you think that you can solve for these things through capitalism and technology, but these are the exactly types of problems that lead to this. It's the intersection. In addition, they say almost leads to the tragedy of commerce, but this is not true. Managerialism is not the way out. The current ecological crisis is a result of instrumental rationality and false promises. Luke 99. Their distraction station of opinion, modernization, greater command and control. The intelligence come to apply the rationality, experience, the mystical plan for the experience, rational change, crisis, the consequence of the attitude, command, control, communication, intelligence, the capability, instrumental rationality brings about a new measurement, capability, intent, the unanticipated results, instrumental rationality, plus the rated piece of Fisher in 2004. It indicates that we need to do this because we need things like the ESA and the CWA, but the ESA is uniquely bad. It causes people to kill endangered species in order to avoid bankruptcy. Carbon 2003 because the landowner, the economic security team, say endangered species of the act, landowner, the motivation to destroy, and the habitat of the escape endangered species, the act, before someone finds such a recipe for disaster. This is an example of the Luke evidence and the McWhorter evidence. The ESC hasn't saved one life crop in 2003. More than 60 species still listed because they recovered from 12 existing extinct because the double petties to data areas to help recover to the actions resulting in private efforts. Not the ESA and the ESC is responsible for recovering not even a single species. And the creative piece of work for 2003 evidence. This evidence is about environmental movements as being co-opted by the right. We don't say that environmental movements are good. We say that any type of environmental managerialism is bad, especially if it comes from the government. But we don't defend any type of environmental movements, which means it doesn't link. That's the same. This argument also applies to the next piece of evidence that they read it from Thompson because we are not that additional. This assumes environmental morals. You're saying we shouldn't harvest things like the forest for timber because we should have aesthetic values. This is not the argument. This is not linked to the McWhorter argument or analysis. So we're making their case San Antonians, but we are not this type of being. Plus, we have an impact to extinction, which means that there's not a risk that this would necessarily apply for. We don't have to go for any beings. We have the Luke evidence as well as McWhorter evidence that has the impact theory because Campbell evidence, but this links to the criticism says that we need to feed people, and that is the reason why we need to provide and preserve the environment, and then we need to try and do these things. This is the type of thing that leads to violence, because their extension of environmental governmentality will only accelerate destruction. Planet W 2002. Program environmental management also having understanding of developed better good eventual national system that the world politics global cities go to seriously target environmental sustainability, accelerate the attempts to have the management of planet like using democratic centralized use control to use outright control practice to be accepted as global. The result of potential disasters in the question of management not just continue existing conditions for the left, but also the price of drastic culture and the biosphere, the past, and climatic change also have the limits of your shirt. The overall survival of the species, but also others is a condition sustainable for communities and for human civilization. They will try to say that all these arguments are non-unique in the status quo, which is an argument that I've already answered at the top. The fact that they are non-unique means that there is zero risk that they will be able to stop for it, because it's inevitable that environmental destruction will happen as a result of managerialism, which means that there is zero risk of an impact that's an advantage, which means they cannot weigh it against the criticism, because they only lead to more types of environmental destruction. To get that worse, we have uniqueness for this because we do not link to it, because we do not endorse the type of environmental managerialism, which means that at least we extend the ability for humans to live, or for everyone to live for a lot longer.